Alrighty. How's it going, guys? You hear me fine? Thank you. It's a little barren right now. So I've honestly put a little bit together since last put the video up. I truly don't even know really where I'm going with it, but much like most of my projects, this is just going to be all improvised. So yeah, we are building. I kind of put it in, but it's going to be this thing. Which is going to be a huge, massive pain in my rump, but especially all the moving pieces. Really, honestly, it's going to be the pistons that give me the biggest problem, because those cannot be welded, and honestly, all this clang. Kind of need to figure that out before the finished product, and also getting the tracks to get placed in here. Kind of go with what I've been building recently. I've been sidetracked. I haven't really been working on the factory. I've been working on this thing over here. I'm gonna attempt to look at chat. This is my first time streaming, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So I got these things. I think this is gonna be some sort of ore processing plant thing. I just kind of threw this together. Never really messed with gosh, what am I looking for? Remote controls. So these are kind of like little drones. I think we could get one launched here. Just have to remember how to do it. Obviously this isn't polished, but it'll probably stay like this. I never really finish anything. I just gotta move on to the next thing. Let's see here. Let's get out of here. Oh lord. Oh jeez. Yes, I am going to mass produce siege tanks. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. So, let's see if I could find, there's a little black armor trick where as long as you're pointed at a terminal, you can access it while in spectator. That's kind of how I do my stuff now. Let's see, drone. I kind of organize it in the sense of I build everything in pieces and then put it together. So let's see. I think it's drone 3. We'll just try this, see what happens. It's a little wonky when it takes off, so slow down the spectator time. This is all done with timers. It does have 2 scripts running, I believe, and one of them is auto level, so it stays, you know, somewhat in place. And actually, I think that's it. Everything else is timer blocks and remote control. I honestly don't know if this is going to work. I don't think it worked last time. It's a little wonky on getting where it needs to go. these center this thing up. Let's see if it actually locks up. Look at that. It did. These arms come up, lock in. This thing opens up. There's a lot of clang going on. I'll have to figure out what that is. I think this is empty right now, but normally it dumps a bunch of stuff in here. Yeah. Runs that for about 5 seconds. This pushes the center of gravity, or all the stuff in there, to the center of gravity, so it's not, you know, it doesn't fly very well, to be honest. This takes off, these things fold up. Actually, let's get my character over here. I think I'll put it on a timer where those other ones release. Everything pivots out and starts to travel towards the factory. I tried doing the thrust vectoring script, but the remote control didn't like that and it didn't run at all. So it's just working with this. Highly delayed echo. Oh, my mistake. Let me turn that down. Like it was playing through my phone. I have my chat pulled up on my phone. Just trying to catch up a little bit. Yes, very much clang. I could speed this up, but I think that just having more running at the same time will give you the same idea of, you know, what it's doing. You don't have to wait this whole time to do it. I'll kind of run through how I, you know, build the door and usually build my stuff here after this. Jeez, it's gonna be every bit of 4 minutes. So it's going to be coming over here, and it's going to drop all of its stuff off here. Hi, Kelton. Don't really have a lot of filler words for what's going on, and I didn't realize this is going to take 5 minutes to get over here. This thing comes up, drops down here. Has to find its spot. Apparently it's not very accurate. It'll drop off the stuff here. And this just has a bunch of collectors in the bottom of it, which looks like they are full. Favorite mid-afternoon dessert? I have no idea, man. Well, to kind of run through how you go about building stuff like this, let's just say the gear. So you just have a run through of your gears here. This is obviously the bottom ones. I just label them. It's got 3 different timers. And you're going to build this all separately, and then this will trigger the next one. This closes all the pistons for it and then starts turning it. You have a set for closing and opening it, because the timings are different for it. And then you just kind of build it all, have all the actions, you know, do their own thing, and then you just tie it together with other timers. That's how. If I could just put this into action here. Oh jeez. Need a partner in crime ruining my stuff. We could talk about that. Here's actually the first version of the door. It's probably not going to work because it doesn't like being pasted. But it kind of had a different mechanism with locking, and a different iris door, which didn't work out because everything's made of heavy iron. Let's see if it'll even close. I think the timer's called floor. Floor end. That's it. Yeah. So it was slightly different. These floors folded up, but they're super clangy. Oh, it does work. I don't think this is supposed to work like that. That shouldn't be there, because it's going to contact up there. This thing never really got finished because I got annoyed that it kept exploding. I'm positive that's what's going to happen anyways. The only thing I didn't implement in this one is this little hidden piece behind here that you'll see here in a second if it works. It's going to grab it out. This thing's slow. Bjorn, yes, I did see that. I enjoyed that very much. Like they drove a truck into it and it exploded. Yeah, I don't know if this thing's gonna work. Like the timings are all off. Nope. So I guess this one did a full rotation. I think the door spacing was off too. This one has a 2 block center and the other one has a 1. So here's this mechanism. And it doesn't work. Probably because this is somehow fused in there. Well, it is what it is. Looks like it's not going to work. So we'll just get rid of it. It's causing lag in the world anyways. So unfortunately you can't attach pistons, piston heads. So this factory is going to have pre-assembled parts in it. It's just going to have probably something like this, and you're going to have to build off of it and attach it, because you can't attach piston heads, unfortunately. And you can do it with hinges, but it's not nearly as stable. So I actually need a battery. But this would be an example of a piston hinge. So you'd set, and just see what direction it's going. So it's going positive, set that to 0. We don't want that one to go that way, we want this one to go this way. Set that to 0. This one will go in a negative direction. And this one will go in a positive direction. And I'm wrong. It's got to go negative too. So if you have something like this, its hinges, it could be connected. It can't really be welded because there's no place to attach anything to be projected from. You can't have a double hinge like this. But it would come out like a piston. The current version of the door, I think I built it in about 20 hours. It was over the course of like 3 days. I kind of had the other one to reference, but it was completely new. So there's that. It had to be replaced with pistons inside here because they were too weak to move these out. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah. There's this one that actually pulls it back, and this one as well. I think that I'm just going to add this projector so that it can be welded up afterwards. And obviously there's some pistons in here that I couldn't get rid of just because the small space constraints. There's no way to put just a bunch of hinges in there, and it would be awful. There's something about this leg too that probably needs to be worked on. It's a little bit too thin up here. There's another black armor trick of just kind of filling stuff up without it clipping. You can clip right through. But every time I try and excuse me, every time I try and fix this thing, it always wants to explode, or even tearing it apart. Yeah, this is going to be an absolute nightmare to get everything working correctly on. But hey, thanks, Colton. I appreciate it. That's pretty cool to hear. I'm just trying to read what you guys said about trigger now. Yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah. Voice is cracking because I'm trying to keep my voice down. I believe there's somebody sleeping in the room, so. So I got this going on. One other thing that I'm going to be dealing with soon is this guy. So I'm not sure if I'm going to finish the factory first or start messing around with this thing. Let's see if it pastes in. So it doesn't let it stand up. It's got a lot of work. kind of just thrown together. There's a lot of non-detailed spots in it. Right there. This isn't quite what it should be. A lot of exposed stuff here. That's obviously not right. I don't think it'll ever be able to just be pasted in and combined, but it'll eventually will. This is just an attempt to keep it up. So I need to build out this part over here. I don't want to build all this, so I'm just going to copy and paste it. I think I need to connect it in order to do that. Yeah, Clang be like that sometimes. This section out and pasting it on at the end. Probably the worst at coloring. I don't really know this color scheme. I don't know what I want to do with it, but I'm just going to have to add another layer there. I appreciate that, man. You know, when this thing's done, we're going to have to turn off game sound because it's going to be very loud. Oh, that's too much. That's not what I want. That's why. It's got an extra block in there. Probably gonna have to delete in Spectator. There it is. Okay. Oh, I think it'll paste here. There we go. Oh god. Got the wrong part. Well, that's what happens when you don't look. We gotta connect all this stuff back up. And it's also not connected now. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Might have worked. Yeah, that'll work. Um, no, I don't have any. I just designed, actually, now that I think about it, this factory was modeled after some video that I saw. I think it's called The Last Day of War or something like that, but it had kind of like this wasteland factory. That was the inspiration for this whole building. And obviously I just kind of took a little bit of leisure with designing this stuff, but, and honestly, it looks a little bit plain still. Like this is going to be some sort of tower. I don't know. I don't want to go with mods, but I feel like this is already like, I think 100k blocks. Let's see. I don't know if it tells me or not, but it's big. Yeah, it's already 50,000 blocks. By the time it's done, I imagine it'll probably be at least 200,000. I don't know what the block limits are, but it might be too much. That's kind of why I actually did Windows, just because it sucks up 9 slots instead of just 1. But this, I don't really have any reference with. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of running beams around. I don't really have a plan of what I'm doing. It does. It's just, I never understand the color schemes of things. Like everybody knows exactly how to color stuff and fill everything in. And I just don't. I don't get it. That's why everything's snow colored on this. Oh, that's not right. Let's go. Oh, I think I forgot one. Nope, it's just wrong. Correct. I do have block limits turned off, but I think that there's actually a physical limit to the game on the amount of blocks you could have per grid. I don't know what that is. I know it's high, but I know this thing's going to be pretty large too, so. I know there's space-saving blocks you can use. Go to there. Just curious, how's the video quality? Basically streaming on a toaster, so. Yeah, I gotta add. Oh, it's on the other side, isn't it? I don't remember where I broke it apart. There it is. Ah, jeez, this isn't connected either. Easy, I think. Let's see if it connected. That's there, and no line, cool. That's what we want. Wonderful, that's great news. Then this one should be fine. What I'm worried about is the amount of just pistons and rotors and arms and things I'm gonna have to make that this game is definitely not gonna like. I think I might break up the grid just for that reason, because usually when you have too many on one grid, that's what really kills it. Oh man, I did it again. Oh, I did it again a bunch. Where is it? There it is. Yes, I have seen that. Is that his colony ship? At least I think that's what it was. Alright, let's try this again. So I don't screw this up. So I need to cut it on this side. I don't know what this is. I think this is leftover from the drone. I literally just forgot. Yeah, it's this. And we'll get rid of this. I don't need this one anymore. Losing track of what I'm doing. I can cut one open. There we go. Yeah, just I don't really have any, like I said, designs. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time, so I just kind of build until it looks okay, or I go in the workshop and look at everybody else's stuff. I actually just stumbled across, I think his name's Primo Super T. That guy's got some good stuff. Really, really good detailing in certain things. So does Black Armor, for that matter. They know how to swap blocks around and use them for different things. Oh god, I attached it there. There we go. That looks better. A space elevator. I've never tried. You know, just because I've seen a lot on the workshop. It seems like pretty much everybody's got them figured out. Well, honestly, you can just build one right now. Machine gear in. Yes. Stream works fine this time. Yeah, I definitely, I don't know what I'm doing, so when I did it last night, I thought I wasn't going live, and I did, and shut it down. I'm not sure what I'm doing. So, in order to have a self-building elevator, you need merge blocks. This needs to be on a carriage. So actually, this isn't right. I need to build something like this. By the way, this happens a lot. I just get sidetracked and start doing other stuff. Let's see. So we'll just put merge blocks like that. I think that'll work. We have something like that. Need that. I need a projector. Sure. I usually set up my bars like this just so it's easier to deal with everything. I just forget which way these things are. I need to change this color scheme too, it's awful. There we go. And a battery. And probably some timer blocks. And actually we'll just do small version of timer blocks. This is, there it is. Cool, should be enough. Primo's Super T. I believe that's it. It's, yeah, strictly that. Let's see how far this goes up. That needs to be faster. And it looks like that's a little bit over where it should be. Alright. There we go. So, this should work. It does. So we'll just call this bottom merge. And this one, call it top. By the way, this is build vision if anybody doesn't know. You hold down control and middle mouse and you could scroll through this, turn it on and off. It's very, very useful for doing stuff like this. You need some sort of, I guess, cockpit to hop in. And then, I think this needs another, so this disconnected here. I've never built one of these, so I'm just kind of winging it. So it's got a caterpillar up like that, so I think it needs another merge block there. Or there. Just make it right in the middle. Yeah. Something like that. This will only have to collapse a certain amount of time. Let's say minimum distance 5, just to cut it in half. I think that's way too much. Oh yeah. Needs to be like 2.5. And less than that. Probably 2, 4, 5. 3, 5. Hey, there we go. And the maximum distance will be almost this. Probably bring it down 9.5. Nope. 0.85. Hey, there we go. Yes, should absolutely be vanilla. That'd be great. So now that we got that, I think we need a welder. Probably here. If I could spell. So this just needs to turn on. It could honestly be constantly on if you weren't really worried about it. And you just need to blueprint that. Is this equal spacing? Yes. So you get your timers, probably doesn't need that many. And then you need, what's the spacing in between there? 2, okay. So, just make it enough for that. And we'll blueprint it. No, I got a bunch of things called track. Jeez, what a mess. Alright, so then you'll get into this, call it blueprints, space. There we go. You just need to move it. I hate this so much. That'll work. It's pretty easy. I say that. Oh my gosh. And one? No, that ain't it. Or is it? No, it's not it. That's still not it. What am I doing? There. So there's your space of that. Bottom block. I have one piston. Don't really need to name this, but yeah, I don't think we will. Okay. So there's that. Let's do timers. Up. 1. I don't even know how many this will need. Probably like 4. Okay, so spam the chat, man. I don't care. We will want to release the bottom first. So let's turn that off. Let's trigger the next block. Put that on a timer of 1, so we'll trigger it right after that. And then the piston will reverse. We'll trigger the next one, which is 3. Now that'll probably be, we'll just make it 3 seconds. We'll adjust the timer to, or adjust the time speed of the piston to make that work. And actually, so the piston's coming up here. We'll turn on the bottom one again because it needs to. Toggle block on. So once that'll get there, that'll attach. This will make 4. And this is just rough. I'm kind of mess with this first. 1 second delay. That'll disconnect the top. Turn that off. Definitely need more timers. Go back to this. Trigger that one with that. So you're just going in a line, starting it. I usually put my timers over here and all my actions over here just to keep it up. I forgot where we were. Alright, so we're at 5. So top is going to disconnect, and then we're just going to reverse the piston again. Wherever it is. And I think we need more timers. Nope, we didn't name it that. And let's put this too. So let's see, 5 needs trigger. 6. And 6 will turn top on. On. I think 5 needs to. That's the other 3-second one. So this is another piston. I think that's wrong actually. The one after needs to be 1. Yeah. So 5 triggers the piston. 6 will be the 3-second because that's waiting for the piston to do its thing. It's going to turn that back on. It really doesn't need to, because it just needs to instantly turn back on, so it'd probably be just one. We'll just see how this works. I don't know. So let's just see what this does. Just trigger it. That's gonna turn off. Oh Lord. We didn't speed it up. Now we're gonna have issues. Just set this now so I don't screw it up again. Yeah, 5, sounds good. I do this a lot. There we go. I'll just paste it back on. And draw that down. Should work if we... On now? That's much faster. Block. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay. Alright. Let's try that again. Oh god, I screwed it up again. Yep. I'm sure you can't tell. This is first time. Let's try this one more time. This will work. This will definitely work. I think this needs to be collapsed. There. Yes. Oh, this does need to go somewhat slow though. Like I did screw up the timing a little bit. So, that's gonna come up, turn that off. It's gonna come up. This needs to be at 3 seconds. So it is the one after. So this is the piston. This needs to be at 3 seconds. Yeah, I get it, ACP. I do it too. So if that's on, it should work. Just put the first timer on. There we go. Sure. So I hit this. Oh god, I did it again. Yeah, I got this backwards. Also curious what this hit. Usually kind of jolting it with a block helps. Maybe just turn it up. Like that. Let's work it in. So, since I'm wrong, this needs to be top. So we'll go up. Top off, piston, top on. On, piston, no, bottom, off, piston, bottom on. Okay. Now it's gonna go up. There we go. There she is. Although, this projector needs to be down here. Otherwise it's going to... Oh god, I have all the fucking timers attached to it too. We're just going to build another one. I don't want to redo that. Because if I were to leave it on here, this is going to travel up. It's never going to weld it. It needs to be separate from that. Where would I put my projector? Alright, we're just going to grab another one. Okay, I will think about that. SE main menu music. I believe I have music turned off. Just because it gets a little repetitive after a long time. I don't remember which one this is. Oh, obviously this is the new one because it's on. Is copy pro. Is that right? Yeah, that's it. And pitch. Vertical. There it is. It's definitely going to work. For sure. Oh god, it didn't work. Oh my. I'm terrible at this game. Let's see. It's definitely this in the way. It needs an offset. So we're just going to do with a rotor. That. Need to find my welder again. There it is. Alright, cool. This is working. It's definitely going to work. I can't paste it. I can't paste it anymore, I don't know why. Oh boy. Yeah, it do be like that. I didn't think that the welder was going to be the issue for some reason. And I don't know why this won't paste anymore. I think I know why. Because that is past it, and for some reason it doesn't like pasting it like that. So, quick fix. Yeah, we're just going to get rid of it for now. Oh god, I don't know what's wrong now. What is the deal? Oh, okay. Yeah. Especially because I'm getting beat right now. I don't even know what this is. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, that's basically how you do it. I screwed it up, but that's how it is. Where were we? Building this stuff. I think this is free. Might be. Oh, no. It's about to paste the whole damn thing. Yep. Is it the whole thing? Yeah, it's the whole thing. So it's still connected. Probably underneath here. Like last time, forgot to do it. That's way too fast. There we go. So, there, and there. Yes, I could have done that. I gave up on it. It was just a... I don't know. I have no idea what I was doing. Doing it just to do it. This is actually one block too short now that I remember, because I had to paste out of it. So, yeah, just kind of throw it in there. Perfect. So I actually need to build on to this. This is kind of the boring stuff too. Maybe I won't do this on stream, but I could start actually building the factory. But in order to do that, I got to get that working, because there's no point in blueprinting the factory when the main vehicle is still wonky. I'll just finish this up. Probably gonna have to get rid of that because it's in the way. Of course it is. Alright. And hopefully that's lined up. Boom. Lovely. As long as it's correct spacing. Which is 20. And 20. Lovely. Stance on weapons mods. Love them. I wish they were vanilla, but I use them quite a bit. If I'm playing vanilla, I'll have them installed. Usually I just keep my builds vanilla just because that's what people like. Alright. There's that. It is finished enough. After I do this. Oh man. I like the Mexplex 2cm beam mod. I don't know if there's really any other ones I use. Yeah, the only reason I don't use them in my builds is strictly because people don't like downloading mods. But I will do here and there builds like the battle cruise that I did not that long ago. That had 2cm beam mods and a bunch of Mexplex stuff. And Northwind. The railgun, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Hopefully they add more stuff in. I'll definitely be using it in a few builds. Speaking of which, it's not going to paste in correctly, but I think I want how the bridge is on this ship to be kind of what this looks like. And I forgot how I did it, so I'm just gonna paste this in quick. Actually, I don't even need to. It's just right there. So it's just a half armor block. Okay. I forgot I wasn't going to build this anymore. Yeah. I'll do that. Put some windows in. Maybe something like that. Maybe something different. I don't know. So this thing needs to be fixed. The problem with this joint here is you can't. It has this piece and this piece is one, and you can't just project that because there's no way to attach the projection. So it needs to be changed to something that you can project, which is pretty easy, especially with these flat blocks they just added. So you'll do that. And turn this to 90. That will be 0. This thing already wants to clang out. Probably because the hinges are on a different axis. If we add that, reverse. Why is that not working? There we go. So we can't do it like that, but grab that color. That's not going to work either. Oh god, I screwed it up. I actually deleted the hinge. I think it's honestly easier just to restart. You know what? We're not going to do that right now. We're going to work on this thing, because this thing needs work. I don't think it prints out the way it should. And this obviously has to go in the factory somewhere. Alright. So I think the timers are a little bit jacked up on this, because these pieces I can do that. Gosh, that's loud. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could already see the clang that's kind of going around in here. Just likes to mess around. Unfortunately, when you paste these tracks, it likes to attach these points together, because for some reason on armor blocks, which I don't even have on my bar anymore, and I don't remember what they're called. There they are. For some reason this is an attachment point, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does, but it makes it a pain in the ass. Going back to what Captain Jack said, we can do a tutorial on the drones. Looks like this one's not even working anymore. So maybe I'm not the best guy to do it, but here we go. And this is just absolutely spaghetti coding in here. It's kind of just all over the place. It uses the remote control timers, it uses actual timers inside of it. This thing is upside down, I'm now realizing. But, okay, so how it works. This here, I believe this will turn it off. Okay. Maybe the thrust is on. There we go. So in order to make this, where is the door? The door is gone. Okay. Well, where to start here? So you have your remote control block, and you have to have GPS waypoints as well. I don't think any of these are showing up. So I'll just turn them all on so that we can figure out where all of our stuff is. So one of them's here. This is the thing that tells it to stop here. And in remote controls, you have actions, just like timer blocks. So you have, autopilot, that's what actually turns the thing on. Collision avoidance, I really don't know what this does. I think it just kind of screws everything up if it gets close to something. So I turned it off. Precision mode actually makes it so that the remote control block itself will sit itself on the GPS point. So now here, let's just make 2 new GPS points. Sure, that'll work. And make it somewhat close so it doesn't take forever. Right there. So those 2. We'll mess with this one because it's already jacked up. So we'll clear out everything. What are you doing? Not sure why that happened. Sensor needs to be off. This is falling because it rotated. Well, thank you, Sir D. Let's see, so remote control 1, we have apologies 1, add that, and 2. So, when you first turn autopilot on, it's going to go to the very first one, and if you have circle, it'll keep going in between the 2. I don't know the difference between patrol and circle, but if I were to turn this on right now, it's going to go to this point over here, and then it's going to go to that point, and then it's going to go to this point. And that's basically what this thing is. It's just a big circuit that runs between that point. There's one over there, there's one on the ore drop off, and there's one off to the side of it. So this thing's just going to keep cycling through these 2 points. And an added bonus is that you could set up actions. So when it arrives here, open up the top doors, or open up the bottom doors, or pivot these engines. You could add that all to the remote control when it arrives at a GPS point. So it's just gonna cycle through these 2 points forever. And the way I have it set up over here, which it's coming, is it actually comes to this point. I think it turns off for about 2 seconds so that it can level itself to come in as level as possible to this thing. And it also has a sensor on it to turn these motors down, or yeah. So as soon as it that's what that front sensor is. As soon as it senses this floor, it's going to pivot these engines. So it's going to come there, it turns off autopilot for a little bit, and then it's also going to come here and turn off autopilot as soon as it gets to this point. So it's going to bring that block as close as possible to there. And then this sensor is what picks up this and starts this whole. Oh, I don't think it's going to grab it because it's not level. So, oh god, here we go. Here we go. So that's probably where the door went. It's probably way over there because this happened last time. It'll eventually let this loose. It's just got to go through the timers. Oh geez, it's missing stuff. Yeah, this thing definitely exploded somewhere. Sure we can find it. Yep. Right there. Quite a bit of ways. I'm sure the other pieces are around here too. So this thing's just all out of sorts. It's not doing anything it's supposed to be doing. We'll just get rid of that. So this is gonna have to be added back in. I'm not really sure like what type of tutorial are you asking? Just how to do everything, or how to do timers? How the remote controls work? I just basically set up a timer to. It has internal timers turning on all of its GPS and stuff, so it actually is the same. It's the same vehicle all the way across, but it disconnects here before activating the internal timers, so that if it were still connected here, it would trigger all these, and they'd all start running into each other and blowing up and doing bad things. Probably gonna have to grab one of these. Oh, that's the sensor. We want the merge block. There it is. So we'll take that. Just throw that bad boy over there. Let's see. We don't really want this here. We want it here. Snapping. Before I do that, we have to turn this back on. And we'll just plop this back on. Perfect. I'm not smart, man. As you can tell, stuff goes wrong for me a lot. I mean, look at what's going on right now. This thing has 2 doors, so we at least have that. I have to slap something on here, get this thing going again. Actually, I think we can just grab it up. So grab this, just do the same thing. I think I'm gonna have to rename a timer in here. No, I won't. I think they're all the same. And if they're not, we'll just figure out. That's not good. Autopilot's still on. That's a problem. So, turn that off. We need to turn this on. I saw that. Alright. It's still on. Why? It isn't on. Why does that keep spinning? I don't know. The engine's off, the engines are off. Okay. So, simple scout drones. I mean, that's pretty much it. You just literally set waypoints up, and you, oh boy. Let's try that again. That was bad. You just set up points, and they will patrol to it. So remote. Let's just do the whole thing. Let's delete all these. I don't know why this is happening. Why is the remote control on? Autopilot? Autopilot is... Thrusters need to be on. Oh, see ya. Something goofy's going on. But it's like that sometimes. Yes, that's the issue. So it has a programming block to level it out, and I think that's what's jacking up. If it's not completely even when it runs through here, it likes to just, it sits at a cant, and then this didn't even exist. This was to try and remedy that, but it doesn't have enough pull, so I might actually have to add like a connector or something. I just didn't want a connector because it kind of defeats the purpose of dropping ore and all that stuff inside of it if you have, you know, a connector. But I just thought it'd be cool, and usually that's what annoys me is you get this idea in your head and it's way harder than it should be, and you add ore. I mean, this thing's flying like crap now. Wait till you get ore in it. It really flies around. But, back to what we were doing. This thing, hopefully, God, that's loud. Let's see if they're still deleted in here. Yes. So, we'll just say add this, and the remote. So let's say this is your drop-off point and this is your asteroid. Let's just make this easy. That's kind of how I did there too. So let's see if it updated it in the actual control. It did not. So every time you rename your GPS, you have to put them back in your point if you want them to register. So precision mode means that it's going to go exactly where it's supposed to go. And let's just say you want to go to one way, so it's going to first come to this. They're backwards, but it is what it is. It's going to come here, and let's just say this is your asteroid that you're mining or whatever. You could have it turn off there. but this one's not, because it's just going to go to the first point, and it's going to go to the next point. But it is going to turn off here because I turned off circle. So if you wanted some drones to make it way back or go to a different planet while you're eating a sandwich or whatever else, this is how you're going to do it. But you have to have the GPS points in. Apologies is my channel name because that's what my Steam name was. Like I said, I never meant for this to be a big channel or streaming or anything. Didn't mean to make videos. I was just kind of posting it to a Facebook group I was in. So that's, I think it just goes back to, I used to play a little bit of World of Warcraft, and that was one of my characters' names, so it just kind of transferred over to Steam when I got that. So let's just say over here on pickup, since that's the last one actually, so we'll just move that up so it is correct. Pickup and then drop off. So drop off, we want to open up the bottom doors. Bottom doors, reverse. And a pickup, we want to open up the top doors. It's really that easy. So if you put an autopilot again, oh god, the bottom doors are already open. Alright, so now everything's right. It's going to get over here to this point, and it should open up the top doors. And it's not going to close them because I didn't tell it to. Or it's going to do nothing. Yes, I am unfortunately stuck with it. I don't mind it. A lot of people just wonder what the hell I'm thinking. My name is Apologies, but kind of like you. But I don't have any rhyme or reason why. Why did this turn? Oh, I know why. Because it thought this was the end. So. So I believe it did open up the bottom doors on drop off. And on pickup, it's going to open. And it has to get exactly on that block because it's on precision mode. Oh, there you go. Something actually worked. That's not right. Nope, not what I want. And it's just going to end here. And it's probably going to close up the bottom doors. Yep. There it is. I mean, is there any more that you want to know about that, or like I said, this is the first time I've been messing with it. I still don't know what collision avoidance mode is. I just know that it doesn't work with this because as soon as it gets here, it just goes up and down without smacking into this. So. Yeah. I wanted to be connected to the ship, so that's why I had auto dampers on. That's pretty much it. I don't really know what else I can touch with, besides maybe getting this thing to work. I'm unfortunately going to have to rebuild some of it and rename some blocks. We'll just keep this going. And it'll just go on forever. So, you grab another one of these. We actually need to rename this first. Alright. I don't remember what I call it. Oh, that's not it. Oh, really? Okay. I will definitely check that out. What is a little track? That is a pretty good idea. A track that slides in, so no matter what, it's you'd have to convey it though somehow. So if it's slid into a track, it'd also have to get out of the track, all by remote control, which I guess could, you know, just flip out. That's a good idea. I like that idea. So you're saying something like, just grab this up, plop it over here. Yeah, that's natural. That looks good. That's fine. Oh, it's actually going to be an issue because it does go down further. Let's see what happens when I place a block. She's fine. Okay. So you're saying something like, you know, a track that could, you know, that's not what the ship looks like, but, and then kind of funnel it in like this. So I assume it could just travel, bounce all around inside here. The thing is the remote control definitely does not like to go just straight. It likes to come up and around and do goofy stuff. No problem, Captain Jack. That was rough. But I kind of like that, and then it can just fold out of the way so that it can leave. It's a little bit better than this nastiness that seems to be a big issue. I mean, this was working pretty consistently until obviously I got on stream, so that makes sense. Why is this just called? I was pretty sure I had names for these because they have to turn off. Maybe it's the only ones that are on this. Dock, merge blocks. Nope, there's a bunch of them. Oh lord. I have to rename them. Yes, I have. And that's what I kind of get. And oh, that's not right. How's it going, Mark? Actually, now that I think about it, Black Armor has some cool... Gosh, what is that called? It's the missile. Where it does have a like a conveyor looking thing that could probably work. This thing. There it is. Oh, no, didn't come with the missile platform. Oh, where is it? Here's just all the mess of stuff that I have. And then there's nothing. Oh, here's that guy I was talking about earlier. I subscribed to a few of these things just because, you know, Inspiration. I don't think I have what I'm looking for, so I'm going to stop looking for it. But I believe it's just a bunch of rotors. I mean, it's like... Oh gosh, this is in the... That won't work. I think it has tires. Like this. It looks like I could use a few more of these. But he has these stacked up like this. So it is almost like a conveyor. And obviously just rotate these the other way. The other way. Creative mode. Yeah, unfortunately I don't want to build this thing in survival. That would be an absolute nightmare. It's already going to be a nightmare. This is, I think, worth pursuing. You could land over here, or, you know, scoot it up here, convey it into this thing, and then lock it all together. Getting it to lock together with this and having this over here would be a bit of an issue. Yeah, I think it's worth pursuing though. I would like to see if I can get this working just because it was working. But that's definitely a really good suggestion. Dock, merge blocks. Just have to add that and then that should fix it. Hopefully. It's gonna be off. Yeah, real quick I'm gonna use the bathroom. It's been a little bit, so I'll be right back. Alright. What were we doing? Fixing this. I think this is still jacked up, isn't it? It doesn't want to paste into where it should be. Boom. It works. Alright. So actually getting this thing to unlock. Drone 3. Uh-oh. That's the issue. It's because I pasted it. We gotta manually do this. There we go. 3 and 3. That's weird. Okay. Well, I don't know why that is. It's probably because I pasted or something like that. There we go. Turn that off. It should turn this on. Yeah, we'll just trigger it from here. Jeez. That's bad. This happened because for some reason it's triggering. I know why it's happening. I don't think this is, yeah, we're just not gonna get that. I have it so it overrides the thrusters. I think that's happening a lot. I think it's when it's connected over here, it's overriding the thrusters. And if I remember right, I don't remember which one that is. It's this one. This needs to be set to like 12 seconds. So that it disconnects from here. Disconnects from here before turning on that override thruster. Otherwise, if these two are still parked, it's going to keep cranking up the thrust on it. Which I assume that's what's happening. Yeah, that's why. Because these things are maxed out. And they shouldn't be. And that's 4 of them. I think it's because that thing was doing loops and it kept triggering it. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't going to chase that, so. This thing should still be good to paste, besides having that jacked up timer. Which is this. I still need to rename the other one anyway, so. Now it should work. Oh man, I didn't turn this one off either. I just did the exact same thing again. God, I'm bad. Alright. Yep, same problem. Take 3. Oh gosh, every time. This is why I take breaks from SE, because of stuff like this. Off. Okay. Do the thing. I can already tell something is not right. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay. Maybe just a little. I think it did run actually. Alright. Let's try that again. So everything's right. These are poked out. This thing's coming in at a goofy angle. That's what these centering hinges are for. And it doesn't even matter because it's. I've tried to get this like dead on, and it still doesn't help. It always comes in wonky like this. Oh boy. Like that. It really likes this. Should add some more of this thing. It's not really behaving quite like it should. Oh boy. That's an issue. That's gonna make some nasty clang when this thing unlocks. Yep. Huh. Well, I'm pretty used to this. This happens a lot. I don't think there's any saving this either. So it doesn't normally violently do that. It's just the fact that it was barely lined up, and then when it does attach, it likes to throw everything that is a subgrid like 20 miles away. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna set this leveling script first. So thrusters. Turn these on. Curious why that's not working either. That's disabled. Programming. These are jacked up. I just don't understand what's going on anymore. Looks like it's completely off. The thrust override is disabled. I don't know. Things are finally breaking down. think it's because the remote control's on though. No, it's not. I don't know what's going on anymore. Thrusters. I don't know what's going on with this thruster. It seems to be a full thrust, but it shouldn't be. All of them are completely off. That's the one though. Yes, I run into that on the tank all the time. I'm not sure what the issue is, but does it kind of like crumple and slow-mo start rolling? I think that's just an issue with the engine, because I have to reload that as well. Add waypoints to the loading area, so go up like that, make it stop and go between them. The problem is every time it hits a waypoint, so it'll land right here, and then it will like go up, and even if you had another one right here, which I've also tried, it still, you know, does this like leapfrog thing in between the waypoints. And I don't know how to really fix that. It's on precision mode and everything else, but yet it still doesn't really work the way it should. I think that one's just totally jacked up. We're gonna have to grab this one again. And for some reason these autopilots are on. Yeah, this thing needs a lot of work. A lot of work to get rolling. I don't know why I started on it when I don't even have the factory done, but if this stream is anything to show for that, I kind of get sidetracked a lot. That's alright. Sure. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, everything's good. You know, I've never tried it. Let's try it. Here we go. Oh, I think thrusters need on. Thrusters. Bye. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look as cool. But it probably runs a lot better. Oh my gosh, so much better. Literally does need to be centered. You're a genius. I don't know what that noise is, but it's not good. That's what that noise is. The bottom doors are open, I don't know why. things are jacked up with this thing. That's what it is. Bottom. Okay. Yeah, we'll close that up. And just for the hell of it, we'll add a bunch of ore so it can fly all over the place. I'm just gonna fix it later. That's not right. There it is. And iron ore. Let's just do a bunch. Perfect. Yeah, vector thrust is a real pain in the ass. I wonder if sharing the inertial tensor on it would help. But yeah, that's exactly why it was doing the thing. Take use Captain Jack. It's got a little bit of slant. All this works pretty well over here. I think I might need to adjust this waypoint a little bit, just because it kind of sits over here goofy. But overall, it seems to work well. Should probably fix that too. Almost want like another drill going into the mountain to actually load this little drop-off point off. Stops pretty well. It's gonna open up, dump it all over the doors, and needs to be adjusted. I don't know why it drops like this too. It's always a pain in the ass. Because it likes to go inside here and get all stuck. Anyways, kinda works. Kinda works. That's what we want. Most of my stuff kinda works. I think the door is actually the first project in a long time that tremendous amounts of people haven't had an issue with. The mech factory, the destroyer shipyard, all that stuff always seems to clang out and explode. And it doesn't for me, so I don't know how to troubleshoot it, especially Xbox players. It's really rough there. Well, that's why I have the thrust on, is because these outside nacelles actually pump up with the thrust override when it gets loaded. And when they're connected, that's what was pumping up these thrust overrides the entire time. That's why as soon as they were off here, they were shooting up into the sky. It's because the timing was off. But we'll see if it's loaded, if it will actually pick this up. I've never tried it without the nacelles, so we'll see if it'll belly flop. And unfortunately, we're going to need about 10 minutes because this thing round trips like 5 minutes. So I don't get though, this thing works perfectly. Let's see. Just curious if turning on share inertial sensor will help it out. Oh, it's here. Looks like it's going to pick it up. Maybe. Yeah, it was a little off center, so still ain't bad though. I don't know how loud this is going to be. It might be loud. does not look like it does. Oh, it does. Look at that. So I might just have to reimagine these nacelles somehow. Maybe try it with hinges or something else. But for the time being, it looks like it's jacked up, so. Well, about 10 minutes till that lands. I want to figure out, so it's turned on. These things are still probably getting pumped. Let's see. Damn, they are. So it's still not disconnected correctly. If I were to release these, they'd just go zooming. Oh, yeah, it's way back there. In the meantime, I'll fill this in. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just one little part of this thing. I actually probably could work on the rest of the floor of that thing. Because this just needs to be done off camera. This is annoying. Let's see if it works. That came in pretty nice. It's probably gonna dump it all over the floor. No, it actually worked. Hey, that'll do. That'll do. Okay, well, let's just have it keep going. See if it'll eventually explode. What am I looking for? Cargo. Oh, I can't see inside. Whatever. This thing I don't really want to tackle either. We'll just do the floor over here. I'm not sure whose idea it was, but I put a toilet. off either. Things that exploded in the one. Not sure what that noise was. I'm sure someone commented or something. Boy, that is annoying. Usually put the sound off, so unfortunately, it's going to be loud for a little bit. There we go. I do need to kind of get rid of this wobble too. I hate that. Top one doesn't do it. But that might just be because it's hanging down instead of being forced down by its weight. I came over here just to work on this little gap in the floor, because there is a gap. Oh, there she is. There's the toilet. And I know a few people asked, this is functional, a functional lock where these things come down and actually lock into these. This is just stuff, but those locks are functional. This lock is actually functional. Everything else is pretty much for show. The center, these don't connect because when they do, they explode everywhere. That's pretty much it. This is the gap that I need to fix. I think I'm going to have a floor come out of here. Which we're going to do now. So, I think we might need to do it on a separate grid. This has it has a lot of grid on it. So adding hinges, I don't even know if you saw the other door. That one swayed so much worse because I used all small blocks on it. So I actually used the big ones on this one. And it seems to work well, but I don't know, just to add more would just be a pain in the ass. And I probably could someplace, but it'd have to be on the same plane as this, otherwise it would do some goofy stuff. It can be done. And I was actually thinking about putting like some sort of piece here to buffer it before it comes down. So there's that, or just unlocking it in a different place, or extending it, messing with the distances on the pistons to see if it'll work. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all got work. I release stuff and never touch it again because I'm okay with it. Oh boy. So it's gonna have to be brought up. And like many of you have asked before, I kind of have a rough plan in mind for this, but I'm just kind of building it. Because you could have whatever you have in your mind, but most of the time it doesn't work out, so in practice. So if I have something here, it's just here, that'll clear. And this will bring it up to whatever. Gyro override, I didn't think about that. Possibly. I'll throw some on there after this. I just don't want this door to close on this, so I'm going to try and finish this first. But yeah, I'll throw some gyros on it, see what happens. I think there might be some gyros in it. Unless I didn't use any for detailing. No, I used a lot of warper. I just used thrusters, remote controls, ore detectors, but no gyros it looks like. Sure, we'll throw a whole stack of them on. Let's do it now. My gosh, these bars are so full. There we go. Let's just say this and that. And let's get in. Gyro. That was on the top door, wasn't it? It's the bottom door that has the issue. Whatever, leave it. Just getting in here. Where's the center? Sure. Yeah. That's a good amount there. Alright. We're gonna mess with this though. It needs to be one more high. How are we gonna do that? It needs to clear. Oh, cool. Yeah, it went. Maybe. Look at that. No, that doesn't work. I'm wrong. Oh yeah, I'm wrong. Just bring this down. We can't bring it down. We're just, we're dead in the water here. Come back? No. Let's add another piston. This is getting a little wonky though. I don't know if this is gonna work. That's not right. Oof. Oof. Alright. Well, there we go. There. Hey, look at that. So just connect these grids. We gotta do it like this. Love these small blocks too. Very nice. Alright. There we have it. A thing. And that should give us our clearance on what we need. So that'll be the whatever of it. Just needed a cockpit down here. This is a pain in the butt. Just call this. Oh gosh, what do I want to name this? Whatever. 4, 3. I named these both floor 3 because they'll be working together. Same with this. Floor 1 and floor 1. So, 1. Save. Don't really need to put that in a group. These two I do. I'm just going to put it in a group, otherwise I'll forget. Alright. So. That's not going to work. I gotta do something else. Just use this as a screen. Speed all these up because they're super slow. I think I have to do it separately though. Yeah, sure, that'll work. Oh no, oh no. Not what I wanted. Floor 2. Floor 3. Negative 2. There we go. So floor 1 will come out like that. Probably won't be that fast. Floor 2. And actually, I don't really care if these two are the same. Just put all everything floor 2. These, this, save. What? Floor 2. Unit. I just did anyways. Gosh. Whatever. 2. Okay. That's kind of our what we need. Unfortunately in Spectator you can't manipulate build vision, so we're going to need to floor 2 maximum distance of 1.8 1.7. That's close. Not quite there. For any of you asking if I do math, no. I just kind of wing it until it kind of works. I'm pretty sure all these are going to have a shared inertial tensor because this is a little wobbly. So I think this will look a lot better now. Yep. So now it's kind of filling in the rest. It's pretty centered, not exactly. And it's not going to fill the whole floor. But it is what it is. Something like that. We're definitely going to come up some increments here. Floor 2, 1.65, 0.66. How about that? Oh, that's not nearly enough. too. So I don't know how I'm going to color this, but we'll start with this because this is the main structure. And this is the best color scheme tool that I use because I have no idea how to do anything. I'll probably just mimic what I got going on over here. So grab this color. No, it's going to be too much. Can't do that. Now we got to figure out how we're going to fill in the rest of this floor off of this. I'm just got to fold up. So let's see. So floor 2 will go down. Floor 1 will just reverse in. Oh no. That's a big issue. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, it kinda is. Do I have any room to go back one? I guess it doesn't matter. I need to add another one. Ugh. Shoot. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this is contact. I don't know where the rotor is. Oh, it's over here. It is exactly center. Which actually, now that I see it, if we just bring this out, who cares? Because even shutting this, that's not going to matter either, will it? Unless it does. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter a little bit. Alright, well, we'll just hold this. We gotta change the layer. Where's the dang rotor? There it is. So it has to fold. Or it doesn't. Oh, I get why I have to. Yeah, this has to be retracted. Otherwise it won't work. Is there a center block to this? No. The 2 center. I can't do it. Oh, the idea I had in my head won't work for this, which is unfortunate. Come to think of it, I really don't need this stuff. So maybe it will work. clang-tastic. Tell if they're the right way on this little thing right here. It's good to orientate them and cut back on clang. And of course they all spin in the same direction. Something to note about pistons as well is when you're placing them, if your bars are sideways, make sure these ones are too. Because if they're like this, something in here doesn't like it. So when you stack pistons like that, just make sure they're all on the same plane. Screwed this up. Shoot. Yeah, because this won't fold completely. It needs another one. Don't have a lot of faith in this. I think this is going to clang out. It's worth a try. Sometimes that happens. Yes, I did know that, and I used it earlier today and had already forgotten it. But thank you. That's actually an easier way. I think I'll start doing that. I don't know what's. I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of, you know, 6 one and half a dozen the other, but I guess it does help. It does. Down, which is negative. No. Down is positive. So that's the one we want to wipe out. You. Okay. See if this works. I don't think so. I really don't think so, because I think it's too tall. Because this is going to be, let's see, what is that, 11? This is going to be at the top. Yeah, this is the maximum that I could have right here. So it's one block longer, but it's because this dips down one block. I don't know. We'll see when I figure this all out. 2. It's also going to have some sort of support. This would be an absolute pain without build vision, by the way, just because finding these things, unless you took them all out as you're building them, it's not fun. So being able to just click on the hinge that you're wanting is pretty major. Yes, burritos are my favorite food. Early morning snack, if you must know. Uh-oh. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because they don't have speeds. And also this one's not set anyways. So we have one positive on this one. And we're going to have this go to... Seems like a good speed. Alright, let's check it out. Bad. This thing is going to hate being pasted if it ever gets pasted. And honestly, already doesn't like it. But I think that'll do. Let's grab whatever color this is. Let's just get it back out too. Has good speed. I don't remember which direction. Horizontal. Yeah. That's not right. Oh, darn. Uh-oh. That could have been bad. Alright. You can walk. You can't fall down. You can almost fall down. Oh. OSHA. Oh, what are we gonna do here? Probably just this. Looks terrible. Ugh, that is a confusing design. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. It all depends. I'm about to do it again, so we'll see. Maybe we should save. And here we go. Boom. Nice flush. Lovely. Just gotta do it one more time. And, of course, time it. But I think it's okay. This is exposed, but who cares? If you fall down this, that's on you. Now, if it'll take a tank rolling over it. Seems to be good. If it takes a person, it'll take a tank. Let's see if this wants to work. It actually does. Unbelievable. What about the rest? I didn't really check to see if it clear anything or not. I think it will. I think it won't. I think this needs to leave. I'm not gonna totally kill that, am I? Just add an extra one just because. That side needs to leave. Everything's still tied in. Nice. Just because. That's not gonna work. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. Time to save again. So, floor 2 is first. And then floor 1. Let's see if the iris shuts. If I can spell it. I think that's a winner. As long as the other one doesn't affect it. So we just gotta do that all over again. On the other side. Let's try this again. I don't even know how many timer blocks I have left. I have to probably build more. No, good. This is what I do. I just kind of design it, and then I do the timings, and then once I'm done with all these timers, probably after the iris door, I'll set up this to trigger, and then it'll open up the floor. And I just realized I will have to do more of them, actually. So this is actually floor out, I guess. I have to add this all back in because I'm going to have to do an in as well. Come on. Come on. I try and keep it as the least amount of spaghetti as possible, but it does get spaghetti. ICP said. Or you kind of just throw on color now. Oh, oh. There we go. I actually like that black. Back with that. Looks like the rest of them are painted that way too. Oh, don't forget you gotta attach. Nice. How long was this? 11? Yes. 11. Yeah. Easy. Oh. Alright. Alright. And this one is 12 long. And just fill it all in. I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but it's loud as hell for me. I actually turn it down. Oof. Okay, so positive is the way. Which means negative is the way. On these. Positive. 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 And positive. I forget what I call these. These hinge two. Yes. Doesn't matter. They're all moving at the same time. Oh, hinge. Floor 2. My brain is fried. So hinge floor. Just add these to it. Floor. Oh geez, I screwed up, didn't I? Ah, I screwed up so hard. Not so bad. I thought I named these 2 as well. Alright, save that. These 2 need that. I think it's every other one, yeah. Okay. So now let's look at it all together. It doesn't look terrible. I think these are just all going to go at the same time, yeah. I have an issue. Why is that? Screwed something up. -2. That's why. Okay. Just had one going the wrong way. Oh god. Man, we were so close to greatness. So close. Okay. Okay. let's try that again. Deal is here. So this is gonna go up. This is gonna go up. That's fine. And just for the sake of this. Oh, that was the issue. That was definitely going the wrong way. Okay, we found the problem. Hopefully we can fix it without exploding again. I definitely didn't save before the last one, so we're lucky. Again with 12. I'm not going to fill in the middle until I know this isn't going to blow up. Cool. Let's grab this one. Oh, I left a hole. Let's make sure I definitely delete this. Okay. Beautiful. That's probably when you start adding way too many of these. It just starts to not love it. Yeah. It's just keeping clang in balance. Floor. Okay, so we're all good. Look at that. Maybe. Okay. So let's try storing it. Floor 2. Where's that? Where are these at different speeds? Floor 2, -1. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Oh, it got stuck. That's okay, we have a fix. Take this. Oh, I take this. Perfect. No problem. Okay. So floor 1 will come out. Takes about, it's actually pretty slow. Oof, that's pretty fast. 1, 2. Maybe we should slow it down. So, timer, floor, I think we only need 3. Floor 1, reverse, oh. Okay. 2. Let's do 4 seconds. 4 seconds, so I don't forget. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So that's gonna come out. And after 4 seconds, this is gonna come out. After 4 seconds. There we go. These 2. Alright, let's save and try it. Time can easily be shaved down. I say 2 seconds on each. Cool. Let's do 2 seconds. Do 2 seconds. And that doesn't have anything. So we'll just call you in. 2, 3. say after 6 seconds. This is 3, right? 6 seconds. Floor 2. We'll pull it in. And after 2 seconds, floor 1 will pull in. So, just to get this right, because otherwise it's going to clang everywhere. Okay, it's going to do that. It's going to time down. We're just going to give it 8 seconds because I don't want to do it. And we're going to give this 3 seconds. Okay. Oh Lord. Yeah, it's fine. I'm glad I gave it the extra time because it needed it. Let's try it. Okay, so shaving off the time definitely helped this thing a lot too. Okay, there's one floor. Okay. All right. There we go. We're gonna try this again. Make sure it doesn't blow up, but it should. Floor in. Yes. Alright, cool. Hey, thanks ACP. That's kind of what it's here for, just to kind of show my frame of mind when I'm doing this stuff. There's no real rhyme or reason. I'm just constantly screwing this thing up till it works. I imagine that's how a lot of people build, but I just got, you know, a lot of comments on my build process, and I just don't have one. But I do believe that will finish this out. I just have to tie it in with the rest of the door. So I believe iris is what I want. Floor close, start iris. Iris open. And door close. Okay, so door close is what we need to add onto the end of this floor opening up, because I think that's the last section that we need to mess with. So floor out. Hold on, I did not mess this up. Floor close. What is this doing? Okay, so I have an issue with this. That is a very cool idea, David. Just copy paste and have it go on forever. That'd be kind of neat. Actually, it'd be kind of cool to put it in the factory somewhere, maybe in the reactor room or something. Just have a big swivel bridge that comes out or locks in or does something cool. Like any of that stuff, so those are good ideas. You guys feel free to leave your comments and post what you think would be cool. No problem adding that stuff in. I need to remember how I did this. So this is how you close the door. And we don't want that on it. We do want the floor in, right? Back floor in. Just trigger it. And then yeah, we can't use that because that's triggered on open and close. So that'd do some nasty stuff with the floor. But for the floor, we need to now close. We need to close the iris. Which is here. No, it's not. It's just iris. I can tell that I'm going to forget something, and this whole thing is going to be nasty, but we'll figure it out. So once... Okay. So that's figured out on the close side. You know what? Just for the hell of it. No, let's figure this out. I don't really want to clang this thing out. Start iris, but no, it's not start iris, start floors. And then floor, close. Or close one. Where's the last one? Losing my mind. That's what starts the iris. So I just put these little notes to remind me where I put stuff. Otherwise you have to hunt through all the blocks. It's a pain in the ass. Oh. Alright, cool. Let's send it. Let's close it the right way. Well, it either didn't work or I didn't set my iris timer. Oh, yeah, I didn't set my iris timer. It's way too much time. Let's get on the toilet, fix that. Iris, 1 second. There we go, she's fixed. Joshua, I'm actually buddies with Black Armor. He's helped me out a few of my problems. He actually, funny story, I showed him this door, and actually I didn't show him this door. I showed him my first door, which is, I think I call it a gate. But I showed him his door, it wasn't working well, I was going to give up on it, and I asked him if I should stick with it, and he said I should because it's cool. So I did, and obviously you see the final product. This is also 3 months ago. I took a little bit of a break, but I showed him this, and he told me to keep it. It's a little bit different, but there used to be guns in here, and they ended up not working out. They were the small grid guns, and they'd flip right there and come out. That was just kind of meh. I didn't really like it, so I didn't put it in the new version. I did like this, so obviously this found it in the new door. This is a smaller door too, and this locking mechanism was a little bit goofy. It actually unfolds here from behind here. This comes out and grabs it, spins it, and then locks it into this and these two rotors. So it's a little bit more complicated, but it didn't work as well either. So yeah, I do have him take a look at my stuff, and I still got these. I kept those from the old design. Obviously, we just built this. That's where I kind of remember getting that design from. But these didn't work well. Actually, so you put these heavy blocks on with something on a lot of rotors, and that really screws with it. Like these things would clang out all the time, and it probably doesn't help that it's a 0 block distance. I mean, it's not like they're touching, but it's still a 0 block distance, so it doesn't like it. I changed up the locks a little bit, made them a little beefier on the new door, and these were just merge blocks, or not merge blocks, but mass blocks that would lock in. So I like the new ones a little bit better. This is it's an interesting door. A lot of it's heavy armor, so it's having the same clang issues as everything else. Oh, here's what the doors used to have. This is also a heavy armor door because I tried to make it resilient, and it just small grid and a lot of it on something like this on a bunch of rotors and stuff just does not agree with the physics engine. It wanted to explode every single time I used it. But there's a lot of the same stuff. I used a merge block here instead of the new design, which uses a rotor to lock it in. These are kind of just like stops. It coming out. So I made like a whole carriage on the new door. This one's just directly connected, yet it does shove this forward. This whole door moves forward, and I improved on that design so it's less clangy on the new one. That's about it on this one. But also the main mech factory. The main mech is Black Armor's. It's actually his mech that I asked him to use before I started building the factory. I think it's called a Centurion. Here's all the different stuff I had to use for the factory. But this, oh, okay. Let's try that again. I just did it again. One more time. So this is Black Armor's mech. I changed it a little bit. This is actually what gets printed out in the factory, but otherwise this is his mech. I mean, I think I added the hinge and like the screen and stuff, but all the timing, all the design, all this stuff is all him. In zero distance, no, I'm just talking about clang. So zero distance being, oh god, I can't go through there. So the other problem with this is when you paste it, is these locks right here love to fuse with the rest of it. I'm trying to see. Because that's an attachment point, unfortunately. It shouldn't be, in my opinion, but it is. Even though it's a half space block and it's a smaller block, it does attach. And that's what locks into all this, and that's what it makes it a huge pain if you try and paste it. So I would have to basically swap out every one of these blocks and put in, you know, some sort of block like this where it's not going to be able to attach to it on paste, because on paste it will attach. And this, I wonder if I could just open up the iris. I didn't like the way that this opened up either. I think it uses pistons. Well, that's one reason. I believe they're all fused together, which this thing's about 2 seconds away from probably exploding. Yeah, it doesn't like it. We'll just see what happens. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. It's fine. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. Voice louder, please. Okay. How's that? I believe my roommate is up now, so that's not much of an issue now. I know my voice is cracking because of such a low voice I was doing earlier, but yeah, louder voice, got it. Yes. So it's pretty easy to get around if you just build like this and you have a blast armor door or whatever. You do that and then just build even blocks like this next to it. So you could do that the whole way and that wouldn't fuse together. And yet it would still kind of give you a semi-closed look. I don't think you could get even, I don't think you could get any, like, there's always this block too. I'm not sure if this one will work. Yeah, unfortunately that'll fuse too. So you can't have a completely closed design. Clang explosions ensued. Yeah. Been told the factory doesn't work anymore. Let's see if it actually does. And if you can see, even on that thumbnail, I gave Black Armor some credit on this thing, because I showed him before I showed anyone else. You can kind of see the scale. I mean, this thing's only maybe 20 blocks wide, and this thing is gigantic. So it's gonna be bigger. I don't know if I'll do another wall like this where I have all the logic showing. I may do something different. That thing's just vibing right now. You can tell nothing bad is gonna happen. ACP, honestly, it's a crapshoot. Sometimes it fuses, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what makes it happen or doesn't, but just sometimes it does. That crane is looking a little wonky too over there. I'm honestly just curious if this still works. forget how to do it. This was a huge pain, and the legs were a huge pain to get to work. This is what I mean by color scheme. I'm just bad at it. I don't know what to color stuff, so I stick with a lot of yellows and blacks and dark colors, but it doesn't end up really looking great. And really now that they let out that the hazard armor, we could really bring some stuff out here for, you know, the right color. Yeah, you can do some cool stuff. I don't know. A different time. And honestly, I'll probably never touch this thing again. It's good enough. I always had trouble welding inside here too. Oh, yep. See, I missed a spot. No, it didn't. I spoke too soon. Calculated engineering. Oh yeah, I don't know what everybody's talking about. This thing's working flawlessly. Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of color. It's just it's bland to look at, in my opinion. I think I'm going to improve on this on the next factory too. Some of the stuff just looks weird. I do like these arms though. That's kind of my go-to on arm building. Everything's slow too. I'll definitely speed everything up in the next one. Everybody's grabbing arms. I know people have had issues with that. And not grabbing the arms correctly or not placing them correctly. Yeah, I'm sitting at about 2,000 right now. Probably a lot of AFK time there too. But I've always enjoyed. I played a lot of Minecraft before this, and then I found this game, and obviously it's way more better. And I didn't do anything special here either. I just kind of made stuff work. Actually, this little thing here was a happy little accident. So this is what welds up the hatch, and I had to get rid of this bottom piece here. And it just so happens that everything kind of fell into place for this to come over and grind it off. So I thought that was just kind of cool how it ended up being fine. I mean, I was going to figure out some way to do it, but it utilized the same piece of equipment to do it. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I think she screwed Carl. So it dropped both the legs. Why did it drop the legs? Did it build the legs? It fully built the legs. It just dropped them. And now this thing is going to get dropped too. I don't really have a faction color. I never really have a faction. I don't think I have a faction in this world either. If that's what you mean. I'm really not sure. I'm not part of anything. I use a lot of yellow and black, man. That's what I do. Anyways, we don't have to keep watching this, but I just want to see if it was still working, and it's not. So, oh, actually, this is gonna start doing its thing here shortly. Let's see what's wrong with it. The sim speed is just dying on this thing. What the heck is going on here? It happen on the other side too? Weird. Yeah, this thing's just not in a good place. I think this thing just got dropped on its head too. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. Anywho, that's this thing. You got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Be kind of a cool drone. It's got a good shape. Some more VTOL drones, since those work so well. This is the other thing, getting rid of all these damn things that don't grind up. That's definitely an improvement point that I want to make on this factory, is no leftover pieces, because that old one had a big issue with that. Well, unfortunately, I have to get going to work shortly, so we'll probably have to call this stream now. But I appreciate everybody showing up. Hopefully I answered some questions, gave you a little sneak at what I'm doing and how I do it, how I screw it all up. Just like everybody else. uh, but if you have any questions, comments, just leave them below. And I will end up going to work. Anything for me? There's a huge delay in this. I don't know why I'm asking. I'm on Iraqi internet, so. I guess I'll fill this in while I wait. Hey, thanks, David. I appreciate it. I was gonna play anyways, so I guess me streaming, and if you guys actually enjoyed it, it's just a bonus. I probably won't stream a lot, but I do have a little bit of extra time on Sundays, so I will debate about doing this again if it's a thing that people like, or not if people hate it. So I'm just gonna finish this out, and I think I'm gonna call it. Put this thing all back together, because I probably won't find it till I release it in the workshop, and people say stuff, and we just don't want that. Yeah, this needs polish too. I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but it looks plain. Well, cool. Well, like I said, it may not be the last time, but alright.